Welcome back to the live morning show presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet. Thank you for starting your 8 o'clock hour with us. We are honored to have Kathleen Fleming, the director of the Nash UNC Healthcare Foundation, and Megan Smith, who is in charge of grants and annual giving. Ladies, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Let's get started. Kathleen, let's start with, if you would, just an overview of the foundation, how it got started, what its purpose is, and its place in the overall community.
Sure. So the foundation has been around since about 2000, and we really work to kind of fill the gaps that traditional healthcare is not going to address. So really more so in the last year and a half, 2 years, we have focused on helping our patients outside the walls of the hospital. So helping them with those services and those resources that aren't, billable, they're not covered by insurance, but they're really the things that our patients need, to be able to heal and to be able to, live a great life. So we fund things like our community paramedic program. We started an inpatient food pantry for our patients with food insecurity. So really just kind of helping those patients with those additional needs that they might have.
Is this something that a lot of hospitals and healthcare systems do?
So a lot of hospitals do have foundations. A lot of them are kind of different as far as what their scope might be. So we are a separate 501c3 from the hospital, so we're our own nonprofit, separate nonprofit from the hospital. But the great thing about our foundation is that we function as a department of the hospital. So that means our salaries, our office space, insurance, those sorts of things are absorbed by the hospital. So that allows us the dollars that we raise go back to the mission and to our programs. How
did the foundation get started?
Oh gosh, I think it got started, I guess it's been over 20 years, and I think it was just they noticed that there was a need in the community to help our patients and help the community outside of those walls. So the foundation has gone through various stages, just like any nonprofit would. At one point it was kind of focused more on doing grants in the community, but our board and we've taken a lot of time over the last several years to really look at the hospital strategic plan and align our strategic plan and align our focus areas with what the hospital is focusing on. So a big focus right now, and you've probably heard it a lot, are social determinants of health and population health. So that's kind of where we've aligned and how we've gone to support the community paramedic and food pantry.
And you mentioned a couple of phrases that I'd like to go into a little more detail. Social determinants of health. We see that in the media, we hear about it, but what does it actually mean?
So it's those, in the most simplest terms, yes. It's really those factors that are going to, in somebody's life, that are going to affect their health. So do they have housing? Do they have food, so food insecurity? Do they have money to pay their utilities? Transportation is another big one. So these are all barriers that if somebody is facing these barriers, it's going to be harder for them to concentrate on their health and make those, wise choices on the types of food that they eat, or do they have transportation to get to their follow-up appointments. So they're all really just kind of barriers that are going to keep somebody from living a healthy life.
When someone enters the hospital, either through the emergency room or they're admitted through a participating doctor, how do they access the services that the foundation has to offer? Sure.
So every patient, when they are admitted, they're asked a series of questions, and many of those questions are essentially flags for social determinants of health. So have you had time in the last 6 months that you have been nervous that you've not been able to find food? Have you not been able to find food? There's transportation questions, those sorts of things. So those are flagged, and they receive a referral to case management, or they might receive a referral directly to the community paramedic program. And then we work with case management, community paramedic, food pantry to provide those services for them. We also offer patient assistance to qualifying patients. So again, those referrals come through case management, and that helps qualifying patients with things like utility bills and rent. We do a lot of home exterminations, those sorts of things. So we're able to provide up to $500 per patient per year to help with those sorts of things.
Many patients that you see will have insurance, Medicare, Medicaid, private insurance. Many will not. Mm-hmm. Does the insurance status matter to the foundation in terms of your ability to help folks?
It does. So we work very closely with case management and then our financial aid department that they screen the patients. So most of the time, if they're qualifying for any sort of charity care through the hospital, so that would be when bills are reduced or removed, then they'll qualify for assistance through the patient assistance and financial aid or foundation. Sorry.
This is my opinion. I believe that we are closer in North Carolina now than we have been ever in expanding Medicaid to under the Affordable Care Act. If that were to happen in North Carolina, would that affect the foundation's mission and goal and your ability to help the patients that come into the hospital?
That's a great question, and it's nothing, we've not talked specifically about that. I think because, we are still helping patients that have Medicare and Medicaid, they still qualify. Mm-hmm. So I think that there's unfortunately still going to be a need. I guess we don't know exactly what that will look like. I guess, who knows, but I feel like there'll probably always be some sort of need there. It might shift us a little bit, but.
How did COVID affect your mission?
So we kind of shifted through COVID. We still, raised dollars for, kind of our normal areas because we still, there was a lot of patient assistance and things we did. We were very fortunate that we had several donors that gave specifically towards, kind of more COVID relief. So we were able to kind of shift and do some things for our staff and also, and I think we're still seeing them as far as our patient assistance request. That's trickled down. COVID has trickled down to our patients, so they have more of a need, and so we have had increased on patient assistance request.
And Megan, I have not meant to not get to you. Okay. I wanted to do this because to talk to Kathleen about the overall scope of the foundation, because I think a lot of people hear about it, but if they have not had to be admitted to the hospital, or they have not had someone that has been affected and helped by the foundation, I want to put that in context to now ask you, tell us a little more about Lights of Love, which I think is the primary focus that the foundation has moving forward as we go into the holiday season.
Yeah, so Lights of Love, as the holiday season approaches, it can be difficult for family and friends if you've lost someone. So Lights of Love gives anybody in the community, you do not have to be a worker at Nash to qualify, but you can donate to the foundation through Lights of Love. So this is our holiday-centered fundraiser. So you have different levels in which you can donate. So we have 15, 25, 50, 100, and 200. This gives you a chance to honor a loved one or even celebrate maybe a coworker, a friend, somebody that's important in your life.
What exactly will the donation provide? If someone who wants to participate in Lights of Love but has not done it before, what exactly is the program?
So this will give you an opportunity to donate to what Kathleen was talking about. So when we receive that money, it goes into our patient assistance funds. However, those different levels I mentioned allow you to get something out of it per se. So the 15 level, you can donate a light with the name of the person that you have celebrated or honored.
A light that goes
on the Christmas tree.
On the Christmas tree in the hospital?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Outside in the front loan at the hospital.
Yes.
We also have where you can donate an ornament. So if you qualify for that donor level, you'll get an ornament mailed to you as well as one that's placed on the Christmas tree. And then even at our $200 level, we have a yard sign that will be placed out for the weeks leading up to Christmas with that person's name on it.
And this is to honor a friend or a family member or a coworker or someone that you know that has passed away during the last year or has passed away at all.
Yeah, it doesn't matter when it was, and again, we do the celebration as well, so it doesn't have to be specifically for someone who's passed away.
Typically, how many lights or donations do you have coming in for the Lights of Love?
Oh, we have a ton. I've been logging them like crazy. I would say at least 100 to 200, somewhere in between there. I think we've also seen an increase this year with names.
And the names do, and Megan can tell us, she's the expert on each of the levels, but the names, depending on your level, names do appear in the newspaper after, is it the Sunday after Thanksgiving?
Yes, that would be December 3rd.
Yes. So there'll be a list of names, and they're on our website and on our donor boards as well, too. So.
Certainly, someone can donate for a specific individual or individuals. Can someone make an anonymous donation or just a general donation to Lights of Love?
So we have our website, it's nashlightsoflove.com, and that'll take you directly to the Lights of Love page on our website. However, you can still do a dollar amount, so maybe you don't want to do the $15, $25, $50. You can enter any amount, and then you don't have to fill out the form of I want it in memory or in celebration or anything.
Tell us a little bit about the ornaments that people receive.
So they are shaped like a snowflake, and it'll go, again, there's two of them. So we'll have one on our tree, and one can be mailed maybe if you're doing it in honor of a loved one and you want to send it maybe to that person's child that passed away. So we would mail that ornament to the child so that they would have just a little piece of remembrance during the holiday season.
And the one that you would mail, is that the one that is actually on the tree in the hospital?
No, there's two separate ones.
What happens to the one that's on the tree in the hospital after the holiday season?
So we had started off the first year we did it where we gave them the actual ornament that was on the tree, and they just weren't in great shape after being up there. So we can definitely, if someone would like that ornament, we can definitely give it to them. Sometimes we'll recycle them if they are in good shape, but we like to give them one that's nice and in good condition for them to put on their tree at home.
Do you ever get any stories that come in with the donations or the people?
Yes. So I had a phone call maybe 2 weeks ago of a lady who donates. She says that she does it every year. And the first year she did it, we have a tree lighting ceremony. This year it'll be on November 30th at 5:30, just right there in front of the main entrance of the hospital. She said the first time that she came to it, her daughter had passed away. And when they read her name at our tree lighting ceremony, it just brought her so much joy. And so this year she called back to do her donation again, and she was able to do it for both her daughter and her husband. And she was getting emotional on the phone when she was talking to me.
Do you have a way to share these stories with other folks, or do you write them down, or do you have a book or a log, a diary of these sorts of things?
So typically the Telegram will do an article on the tree lighting ceremony, and she actually mentioned in our conversation that first year she donated, she was pulled and asked why she donated and was able to spread her story.
It's, to me, that's the catharsis of the program. It gives people the opportunity to have a tangible reminder of a loved one or family or friend or coworker that has passed away, but also the opportunity, if they so choose, to express to others their feelings about this and get something back in return for it. How long has Lights of Love been in place?
So Lights of Love actually started many years ago, and I'm not going to say the exact year because I don't want to mess it up, but probably 15 years at this point, and it was started by a longtime hospital volunteer, Jackie Ward. So she started it, and it was managed under the Volunteer Auxiliary for many years. And when we combined the volunteer services and the foundation, that's when, we kind of took it over and started offering these additional levels and different things. So I would say probably all in all about 15, maybe 18 years. So it's been around for quite a while.
It seems that way because, and this goes back, I think, to the impression or the how people look at the foundation. It's there. We know it's there. We know it's doing something. Maybe I don't know exactly what it's doing, and with Lights of Love, I know it's been there. I know it's been going on. I don't know how long it's been going on or exactly what is going on with it. Plans for the future, moving forward beyond the holiday season. What's on the horizon for the foundation?
So lots of things. So we have, 2 of our larger special events throughout the year. So our next one that would be coming up would be Sunday Fun Day, and that is on April the 30th, if that's a Sunday. I believe that's the correct date. And that's a family-friendly event that we do out at Nash Community College. We'll have great bands, food trucks, inflatables for the kids, games, and it's just a great afternoon. It is a ticketed event, so you purchase a ticket. Beer and wine are included, but it's just a great time to come out with the community to see folks and interact and have a good time, but also to support the foundation. And that goes to our focus areas of this year, and it will go to support the community paramedic in the food pantry this year.
Megan, if you, and as we start to wrap this up, because our time always goes so quickly in interviews like this, if you would like our viewers to take away one thing to remember about Lights of Love, what would that be?
So Lights of Love, our deadline for names is this Friday on November 18th. So if you would like the opportunity to donate on behalf of a loved one or someone you would like to celebrate, please make sure those donations come in by Friday. Again, the website is nashlightsoflove.com.
And someone who is interested can do all of that online.
Correct.
Sign up, pay, all of that online.
Yes.
If they do it now, and they choose to purchase an ornament, when would they can expect to receive their ornaments?
Probably within the next 2 weeks. Yes.
Okay. But mid-December.
Yes.
Okay.
I know family and friends have already decorated for Christmas, so they're ready for that one.
Wait, we were talking about that earlier today, that we're seeing more and more people that have already put their holiday decorations out. We think it's because if it makes people feel good and puts them in a better frame of mind to deal with the rest of the world, that this is a good thing. More power to them to do that. If anything that has been said today about Lights of Love or the foundation in whole, if it has sparked questions or interest in our viewers, what is the best way for someone to find out more about the foundation?
Sure. So you can go just to our general website, which is nashuncfoundation.org. We've got a lot of great videos on there that explain our focus areas and just kind of a general one as well. All of our contact information is on there, as well as information about events, Lights of Love. So that would be a great place to start.
Megan, if someone has a specific question that we did not address today, can they use your email to ask you?
Yes, that's Megan Smith, MAGAN, at unchealth.unc.edu, or you can call the hospital and ask to speak with me, Megan Smith.
And I would say, folks, a basic internet search for Nash UNC Foundation, any combination of those words is going to bring you up first and foremost, which will get you on the path to getting in touch with the folks like this.
Yes.
How about general contributions to the foundation? If someone would like to make that, you are a 501c3, so there are tax advantages to do that. Reach out to you, reach out to Megan to do that.
Absolutely, and you can do that on our website as well, that nashuncfoundation.org website. So we make it very easy to give a donation.
As we wrap things up, there was one thing you would like, Kathleen, for folks to remember about the foundation or take away from this, what would that be?
I think just that we are a local foundation. All of the money stays here locally. It goes to help our patients and our community, and that we will be great stewards of those dollars and invest them back to improving the health of our patients and our community.
I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. This, for lack of a better phrase, this value-added service that the foundation offers to the community, I wish there was no need for it. There is. And there's going to continue to be a need, no matter what happens going forward. It's good that we had the foresight of people 20-plus years ago to put this into place, and that it is still here to help those individuals that need help, because we would like everyone to be healthy. We'd like everyone to have the opportunity to take care of themselves and limit their contact with,
right, yes.
with the medical profession to the best of their ability. So thank you for doing that. And thank you for being with us, Kathleen.
Yes, thank you for having us.
Megan, thank you so much for being here. Let's get you back, let's say early to mid-April,
sure,
to talk about Sunday Fun Day.
Sunday Fun Day.
I'm getting it right. But that would be, as we move into the spring at that point, something to let people know about that and make their plans for that. If you'd like to come back and talk about that, I'd love to have you.
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you.
Folks, we've had Kathleen Fleming, the director, and Megan Smith, the director of grants and fundraising for the Nash UNC Healthcare Foundation, with us. If you have questions, certainly they're able to be located online. With Lots of Love coming up, the deadline Friday. This coming Friday. It's rapidly approaching if you'd like to participate in that. We're going to step aside right now for these commercials. When we come back, Wayne and I will be back to pick our conversations up. You're watching the live morning show presented by Don Bullock Chevrolet, and we'll be right back after these messages.